Okay, this tutorial here is for how to do newsletters using WiseAgent for the agents that utilize WiseAgent for this, who utilize WiseAgent and want to do this. Okay, the first thing you want to do then is go to the browser on top and go to www.thewiseagent.com. Then you're going to go to login here. And since I use RoboForm and have password saved, I'm going to go to my RoboForm manager here and select the proper agent. But in the event that you don't have this and you're going to just enter the username and password, of course you would do that here and here. Alright, so once we have entered the username and password and we're launched into WiseAgent, where we're going to go is to the Marketing tab. Click on that. In the drop down list you'll find Newsletters. So we go to Newsletters, and then we're going to look for the newsletter for the month we're sending it out for. So of course in this case the latest one is December. It is December, so we would send it from here. Now you can look at it first by clicking open with photo and go through it, and you can actually see what it looks like before you send it. But in this case we're going to go send with photo. We're assuming now that we've already proofread it. It looks good. There's really not much you have to do because the profile is already in there once you set it up the first time. So really isn't a need to proofread it unless of course the agent wants to look at it first for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and go with send with photos. So we're going to click on that. You notice here you can just put designations in here up to 4. I usually don't do that, but in the event that an agent wants to put some of their designations, we can put again up to 4 different designations. In this case we're going to skip that, but if you wanted to you can just click on whatever designation they hold. Of course they're all realtors and they all have MLS, but we're going to move on here, do continue. This again is pulled in from the profile that's already been done from the very beginning of setting this up, so that's always accurate. So we'll do continue. And at this point you see the subject line is put in place for you automatically for the email. There is no salutation, and it does default to the first and spouse last name. So we're good there. It also defaults to the branding, which should always be the same. They usually only have one branding anyway, but that's the signature that's going to be in the bottom of the page. So we'll leave that as well. And you notice too, we want to go ahead and click on yes to send a copy to yourself. We don't always do this for everything we do, but a lot of times, like in newsletters for example, it's good to do this because they're sent a copy of it also. So it shows the agent that it's been done for them because they get a copy of the email sent to them. So go ahead and click on yes. If you wanted to do a preview, we could click preview and look at it, but we're going to go ahead and move on because all this auto-populates for us. We're going to go to save and select clients. And at this point here, what you would do is go to the category and select the category where the newsletter is going to be sent from. In this case it's easy because the category is called newsletters. Although some realtors may call it something else like drip, for example, for a drip campaign. But in this case it is newsletters. And once you select the category you click go. And you notice the maximum for this is 250. That applies to any email sending out in a blitz format. The most you can do at a time is 250. So what would happen if you look down here, there's only 62, but if there had been 251 for example, you'd have had a 1 here and a 2 here because there's 2 different sets of pages, one for the 250 and the next for the next set of how many you're going to do. So of course there's no 1 or 2 because there's only 62, so it all fills in the same page. So what you would do in this case is select all and then click on send newsletter, and that's it. You'd see it process, it would show you the progress, and it would send it all out. Now in the event, like I said before, if you had more than 250, you would do select all, push send newsletter, let it send out, and then you go over here and click on page 2 to get the next set of emails and do the same thing. But again in this case there are only 62, so that's not necessary. But that's it. That's how you do newsletters through WiseAgent and send them out that way.